Hey everyone, and welcome to Marco Island, Florida in Flight Sim 24. Today we're going to be taking the Camair Twin Navion 480 down to Marathon in Florida Keys. And I think this is going to be a really nice flight. The weather is very nice. Just a little cloudy in some areas. Everything is live traffic, time, weather. So let's go ahead and hop in and we'll get it ready to go, okay? It's been a little while since I posted a video, but I've been flying always, so it's just finding the time sometimes to post videos because, I'll try to get something decent at least, get our fuel pumps on here. Okay, that looks good. So yeah, hopefully, I'll be getting some more time and I can post some more videos. But yeah, I'm still here, haven't went anywhere, and I've been flying more than ever. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna say the performance in Flight Sim 24 has been so good for me lately. It's been incredible, I guess with all the updates, and especially the last one, man, it's like my performance has been just better than ever. I want to say the performance right now in 24 is better than what 2020 has ever been for me, and that's saying a lot. Okay. All right, so anyway, this is going to be about a 90 nautical mile flight. Take about 35 minutes with this aircraft. Let's see. Let's go ahead and we're going to set our let's see, maybe about 5,000. I don't know. We'll play with that and see how that works. All right, everything else is looking good. And I think I have the 750 installed. I thought I did. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, I was pretty sure I had that installed. Use that 750. All right. Let's get our map, and you will see our flight right here, right on down to Marathon. Another good flight I like to do too, a lot of times, is from Key Largo over to Key West. And if you set your course right, you can kind of go right around, southwest to Key West and right over to Florida Keys, and it's such a nice approach. All right, let's check our fuel and everything too, because, it's kind of questionable here. So let's do that. Okay. Fuel. All right. Well, it's at 50%. Let's go a little higher. Let's just play it on the safe side. Well, let's go about 75 fuel. All right. Because I'm the only one in the aircraft today, okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and we will get it started up. Everything else looks good. Mixture rich. Throttle propeller. And make sure my parking brake is on. Where is the parking brake again in this aircraft? Right here. Okay, and it's on. So yeah, we are ready to start the left engine. This is actually one of my favorite aircraft in this game. It's fast, it's fun to fly, it works good. Okay, there you go. Good start on both engines. And I don't think I've posted a video with this aircraft in quite some time, okay? So everything else is looking good. I think I'm going to leave this alone. That looks well. All right, fuel pump. Okay, we're going to turn our fuel pumps off now. We got a good start on both engines. Fuel crossfeed. Let's just turn that on. Let's see, right to left, left to right. Let me leave it off. Okay, everything else is looking good. It still kind of shows the fuel a little bit low here, but we know we have 70%. Oh, I mean, it didn't. Oh, did I load it? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Load it up. right, let's see, navigation lights, we'll get those on. We'll put that on. And everything else looks ready and set to start taxiing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get off the parking brake and let's head on over to runway 17. One thing I remember about this little aircraft, it will get away from you really quick. You're not ready, so I kind of like to usually pull down these prop RPMs when I'm taxiing. Okay, I think this is fine right here. We're going to enter the runway right here. But let's just hold short right here. I know it's a little closer. I probably should have held short back there, but we're going to do it right now. Looks pretty, not too crowded out here today. Okay, so let's see. Let's just get our heading, at least our heading set, okay? And we're going to set it to, wait, first of all, let's change this. We want this on GPS. All right, let's go to, we're going to just set it right about where it's at. That's fine. And I can hit the heading, you know, line up with the course a little bit, and then switch to nav. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on the runway and we'll get going. I'm going to just put one notch of flaps in. And also, I need to remember to crank my prop RPMs up to max. Because a lot of times with some planes, when I lower it too much, I get on the runway, I go to take off, and I'm like, oh man, I did not put my prop RPMs up high enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that done right now. Knock that out right now. Winding up. Let's go. The wind looks pretty decent. As far as the windsock goes, now I never listen to my ATIS, but you know, we will be just fine. All right, let's get our gear up. Climbed out just fine. Plenty of power for its size. All right, so let's go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and hit the autopilot heading, and we will get the speed on here. Okay, let's just go up to it's obviously at 2,000. I was looking at that, almost like about my altitude. That is a hairy bit of vertical speed. Nav mode on. A little bit better. I was zoomed out so far. It looked like I'm like, why is it turning to the left? But we good. You see, it's just lining up. We're gonna be just fine. We're going to climb up to about 5,000. Oh, wow, look at the... Check out the... let's retract our flaps. Check out the scenery already, you know. Lots of tiny islands all through here. Well, you know, this is part of the Florida Everglades. All right, so Yeah. That's a southwest parts. All through here, you know. Okay, so it's going to be time to kind of sort back it off now on the throttle because we don't want to get too fast now. You definitely have to come back on this aircraft, especially when you're done climbing, because it gets up there really quick. I mean, that's pretty fast for a plane of this size. Mixture back to about right about there. That's fine. And check out, you know, these beaches on all these little islands here. We're gonna keep our throttle up. Let's go all the way on the throttle until we get to our 5,000. I like to keep it around 160, 170, you know, that's pretty good. Come on, right there. Just nothing out there, really, just all the tiny islands, nothing. Last town we passed was right here, and I don't know what that is either. I'm not even sure. But we took off from Marco Island, so it's near that. I've never saw it before, never noticed it. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and make a turn and follow a little along this coast here, but we'll stay like we are so we don't prolong the flight. Let's just go back a little bit. We're going to get it to around 170. That should be perfect. I think 5,000 feet is okay for this flight. Well, we can probably go to 6,000. Let's go to 6. Let's do 6. Yeah, we'll go up to 6. Fine, okay. Right about there. That's kind of I'm not in a rush, you know. Just what I want to be a relaxing flight. Okay. Get it on up to 6,000. Alright, so I think from this point on, we're going to be just right over the Gulf here, heading south-southeast towards Marathon. And when the sights get a little bit more impressive, I will be back. Okay, so I am just under 40 nautical miles away from Marathon. I've been cruising at 6,000 feet, ground speed 182 knots, airspeed about just under 170, and it's been going perfect. Okay, so and right here, it looks like a Marathon. It recommends runway 7. Okay, so I'm going to start my descent right now, and I'm going to go ahead and get on down to 2,000. So we only, you know, we're about to be 35 nautical miles away, so that's pretty close. Okay. So let's go ahead and kind of throttle back a little bit, take some of that power off. And the water is really, really nice and pretty out here. Now I'm trying to figure out runway 7. I'm thinking it comes from the west to the east, but just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. Trying to remember where my approach is on here, but I don't see it for some strange reason. Let's see, on this 7 here. But I do believe it's going to be from the west to the east. So what I could do right now, I could go ahead and just set my heading. It's a little bit over 180, about 185. Okay, yeah. Get ready to start lining up. And I think what I got it at now, 800, maybe 1,000 might be pretty good. A little better. I mean, really not that far, so I don't want to be that high as I'm coming in here. So let's see. I thought I remember, you know, on here where I can see it, but I think, well, some airports show it, others don't, but I'm pretty sure that runway 17, I'm sorry, the runway 7, let's see. It is. Okay, you see right here how it has me going? Alright, so yeah, it's going to be exactly from the west to the east. And, hey, the weather's great, so I'm not going to have no trouble. VFR right here. It's been VFR this entire flight. No problems. Let's go ahead and decrease this a little bit. Keep it at 800 where I had it, because we already down to 3,000. In fact, I could kind of 500, you know. So yeah, we just go ahead and heading on into our marathon here. And this will give you plenty of room, you know, to turn in and do a really nice landing there. Hopefully, okay. If not, hey, it's going to be most likely the pilot's mistake, pilot error, because I mean, I don't really have much of an excuse here, other than, you know, I'm using an Xbox controller, and I mentioned in other videos, you know, why I do that. A lot of times I'll look at my flight stick and my Xbox controller, but with this aircraft, I usually can do pretty good. But I haven't flown in a while with this aircraft, so we'll see how it goes. As long as you got your seatbelts on, you should be just fine. And we should get some nice views of the Keys coming up shortly. I started to grab the H-Jet for this flight. I like to fly the H-Jet quite a lot around the Keys and places like that in South Florida. Or just other VLJs, you know, like the Phantom 100 or C510. Come back down, just like that. You can see we almost at 2,000 feet already. So, but I'm going to go to 1,900, just like a. And notice we're still holding our speed, 170, holding pretty good. So let's go ahead now and see if I can pull it up here, Marathon. Runway 7. I'm going to announce my position.
Kilo Mike Tango Hotel traffic. Camair November 946 Victor Juliet. 21 miles northwest. 1900. Inbound to land. Runway 7. Kilo Mike Tango Hotel.
So we're down to 160 now. Which that's fine. I'm going to leave it just as is. Let's go ahead and we're going to increase that mixture a little bit now. Do a little quick scan to see if there's any boats or ships out here. Sometimes there is. There could be some as they get closer. A lot of times when I fly out there on the east coast or southeast coast of Florida, I do see quite a bit of ships sometimes. Cruise ships, things like that. When I do the flight to South Bimini, I'll leave, depart from one of the, like Miami Executive, Opelika, I'll depart from there, or Fort Lauderdale, when I fly out to South Bimini, which I've done many times. I can't tell you how many times I did, Miami or Fort Lauderdale to South Bimini. It's been a lot of times. I probably could have kept it at about 3,000 because we're really low right now, but that's fine. I'd rather be too low and then instead of too high and have to go around, miss my approach and everything. Even though with this aircraft, you can kind of zip around pretty quick. And if you get in trouble, you got a lot of power to pull you out of the trouble that you're having. It's a tiny island right there. Let's pull our GPS in some. Tell you when to turn. Yeah, you have to love the water down here. Rather you are at 15 or 20,000 feet or 2,000 feet. The water's just really nice out here. And it's pretty calm, not too choppy or anything. that heading to about 165. And I'll be disengaging that autopilot pretty soon. Even though this plane works absolutely great with it, you know, it's no problem to hand fly it or whatever you want to do with it. Some vacant islands down there. I've actually never been to the Keys. Now, I had plans years ago to sail my Hunter 33 over to the Keys. It never made the trip, you know, it's always time, you know, time issues and things like that, but it never made the trip. I was going to sail from Mandeville to Key West. Well, Dry Tortugas in Key West Marathon. I never did get a chance to do it. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, when you're thinking about something like that, the best thing to do is just go. And they always say that, you know, and it's true. Just go, because you may not have the opportunity to do that. When you think you have the opportunity, it's probably the best time to do it. Alright, let's go ahead. Now let's change our heading some, and I'm going to take the plane pretty soon. I'm just taking it easy, and you can see Marathon right here coming on in.
Kilo Mike Tango Hotel traffic. Camair November 9046 Victor Juliet is on base. Runway 7. Kilo Mike Tango Hotel.
This ought to be a pretty scenic approach. I don't know if I came in from I've never did this particular flight before, from Marco to Marathon, but I came into Marathon quite a bit. So all I gotta really do is kind of just follow the keys. I think I see the runway right now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take the autopilot, disengage it shortly. We need to go about 85 degrees, and I believe the runway is right there, but we'll see. But anyway, we're going to go ahead now. I guess we can go ahead and disengage the autopilot. And let's go ahead and up our position so we can see a little bit better. And notch your flaps in there. I'm going to kind of hold it where it sat for a little bit. Just using trimming. Get too low, I won't be able to see the runway, and you can see it right here. There it is. Okay. Drop in another notch of flaps. There's the bridge right there. So we have to send it too quickly here. And we can go ahead and get our landing gear down right now. And I figured it would be nice scenery approaching Marathon, especially out from the west. Look at this. Low and slow, descending at about 500 feet a minute here. And I'm going to have to get it slowed down a little bit more. Alright, let's announce our final.
Kilo Mike Tango Hotel traffic. Camair November 946 Victor Juliet is on final. Runway 7 to land. Kilo Mike Tango Hotel.
Check it out. Look at this. You know I was wrong back there because notice this, okay? How way back there that looked like the runway right here. It looks like a runway from way back there in the air, but really the runway's to the right. Not too big of a deal because it's the same kind of like, it's like on the same lines as the runway. You know what I'm saying? Like right on side of it, almost perfect. Those trees are kind of like, well, they're pretty high, aren't they? At least they look like it. Looks like I'm gonna hit them trees, doesn't it? Man, they're really high. Let's see, here we go. Can we get it stopped? I'm going to park right over here. Just right over here. You see up on the right? Alright, so welcome to Marathon, Florida Keys. And notice I kept my RPMs on my props down pretty low, even during landing.
Mike Tango Hotel traffic. Camair November 9.
Guess we're gonna have to try to squeeze in right around here somewhere.
Kilo Mike Tango Hotel.
Technically, I'm not even sure if that's a parking spot, but you know, I mean, there's plenty of room for me right here. How about right there? Cut. And we'll get our switches off. All right. Avionics, everything else is off. Let's check here. And let's get our canopy open and hop out. Okay, so that completes this flight. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to go into the terminal here and I'm going to grab some lunch. Thanks for watching. And I will see you all in the next video. And hopefully it won't be quite as long that I post a video like it was here. You know, hopefully I'll get some more time, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.